السلام ورحمة الله. Let's make a
عليكم
test.
السلام.
عليكم السلام. دكتورة منى شلونك؟ دكتورة فاطمة how are you
الحمد
doing؟
لله. الحمد لله.
الحمد لله رب العالمين. Who are the attendees? كنا دكتورة نوال. Who's the... السلام عليكم. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me, all of you, please? Confirm. Okay,
Yes.
Yes, perfect. Dear respected authors and presenters, as well as audience, on behalf of the UOB organizers of the 2024 International Conference on Innovation and Intelligence for Informatics, Computing and Technologies, 3ICT 2024, I would like to welcome you to the session S5C Informatics. This is chaired by Dr. Ihab Adwan and Dr. Fatma Al-Jaziri, and moderated by both. First of all, I would like to introduce the rules for the session. Every presenter will be dedicated 15 minutes for the presentation at most, and 5 minutes will be left for the questions and answers. I will be starting with Ms. Noor Hana Fozin Mohammed Fauzi from the University of Technology, Malaysia, along with Dr. Mohammed Fayrouz Qamaruz Zaman from the same university, on the topic entitled Understanding Creative Arts, Students' Views on NFTs, a Study Through Maurice Merleau-Ponty's Theoretical Framework. Ms. Noor, are you with us? You you can start. Please introduce yourself and your authors as well. I can't hear you. You have to activate the mic from your side, please. Activate the mic from your, yes.
Can you hear now?
Yes. Yes,
Okay,
now I can
alhamdulillah.
hear you properly.
Alright, okay, can hear me properly, yeah? Alright, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh,
Alaikum
and good
salam wa
morning
rahmatullah.
to all participants of the conference. I would like to first extend my warmest greetings to our session chairperson, Dr. Irhab Juma Adwan, and also Dr. Fatima Al Jaziri, and to all attendees who have joined today. It's truly an honor for me to have this opportunity to present my research in this esteemed gathering of scholars, practitioners, and also innovators. So my name is Nurhana Fauzin. You can call me Hana. I'm an art educator and researcher affiliated with College of Creative Arts, University Technology Mara in Malaysia. Okay, so
Thank
today
you.
I'll be sharing insights from my study titled Understanding Creative Art Students' Views on NFTs, a study through Maurice Merleau-Ponty's theoretical framework. Okay, all right, so as the world continues to navigate the intersection of technology and art, NFTs, or we call it as non-fungible tokens, they have emerged as a groundbreaking phenomenon. They're offering artists new ways to monetize and share their creations. However, this innovation, they raise profound questions about perception, values, and also artistic expression, which I'll be exploring through the lens of Maurice Merleau's philosophy. All right, so how do creative art students, the future stewards of this evolving domain, perceive technologies like NFTs? And what can their views tell us about the convergence of art, technology, and also human experience? All right, so in this presentation, I will guide through the key findings of this research, exploring how Merleau-Ponty's phenomenology provides a unique lens to understand perspectives of these young artists in navigating this digital frontier. Okay, to set the stage of our discussion, I will first provide an introduction, a foundational understanding of blockchain technology on how NFTs operate within this framework and their relevance to the creative art practice. First of all, what is blockchain technology? A blockchain technology is a decentralized ledger system that is transforming various fields, and that includes the art sector. All right, its innovative capacity, it has already been applied to address some real world challenges and issues such as the counterfeiting of artworks. So this ensures that the information recorded on blockchain is a secure, transparent, and immutable, providing a reliable solution to verify the ownership of artworks and its originality. Okay, so how is NFT linked to blockchain? NFTs, they operate on this very same decentralized system, leveraging blockchain's key features such as transparency that ensures all transactions is publicly verifiable, security, which protects the integrity of these digital assets, and also traceability, which guarantees a clear and reliable history of ownership. So, by design, NFTs are distinctive digital assets that can certify the ownership and authenticity of a creative content. Okay, so next part is how this is relevant to the creative art practice. So NFTs, they can provide solutions to the challenges in the art world. For example, the counterfeiting and then ensuring authenticity and also tracking the provenance of an artwork. So in Malaysia, in my country, we are also witnessing an increasing NFT communities, particularly among multimedia and design students. However, despite this growing interest, there is still a notable gap, a research gap in exploring how these creative art students perceive this technology. So these insights underscore the importance of understanding how young artists, especially those in the creative art domains, engage and perceive with NFTs. My study will delve into this area, guided by the theoretical framework from Maurice Merleau-Ponty. So this will provide us a rich lens to explore the lived experience and perceptions of these students. The first objective of this study is first to explore how art students they perceive NFTs. So this includes examining their attitudes, how they feel about integrating NFTs into the artistic practice, their acceptance of NFT, are they willing to adopt this technology as part of their creative process, and their readiness, do they have the necessary knowledge, do they have the skills and infrastructure to engage with NFT platforms? So by addressing this aspect, we aim to gain a nuanced understanding of the mindset of young artists towards this transformative technology. The second objective is to contribute a robust theoretical framework to deepen our understanding of how these art students engage with NFT blockchain platforms. So by utilizing Maurice Merleau-Ponty's phenomenological approach, we seek to capture the students' lived experience and also perceptions, offering a holistic view of their interaction in this digital ecosystem. Okay, so next slide is the explanation on Maurice Merleau-Ponty's phenomenology of perception, on why I chose this a theory to be used in this study. Okay, so to investigate the lived experience of creative art students towards NFT, this study adopts Maurice Merleau-Ponty's phenomenology of perception as its theoretical foundation. This choice stems from his focus on the embodied nature of perception, which emphasizes how our physical engagement with the world it can shape our understanding towards a certain concept. Okay, so there are several key features of Merleau-Ponty's perspectives, which is first of all embodied interaction. Merleau-Ponty he highlights the role of our bodies in perceiving and interacting with the world. Okay, for art students engaging with NFTs, this theoretical framework allows us to explore how they perceive this digital art, ownership, and also creativity within an embodied context. Okay. Second is the multiple perceptual viewpoints. Merleau-Ponty's framework it accommodates diverse perspectives by allowing multiple viewpoints to converge on a singular external reality. So this avoids relativism, which while offering a more nuanced understanding of how these individuals they uniquely perceive and experience the same phenomenon, which is in this case NFTs. All right, and also blurring boundaries. Okay, Merleau-Ponty challenges the traditional methods by blurring the boundary between the empirical and also the transcendental. This makes his framework particularly suited for analyzing how creative art students integrate artistic practices with the intangible nature of blockchains and also NFTs. So this theoretical framework is relevant to this study because it prioritizes the lived experience and perspectives of these creative art students. So
Miss
we
Hannah,
could get more. Yes,
can you speed up because you are left with 5 minutes at most.
5 minutes.
You are,
Oh,
yeah, 5 minutes at most. Go ahead.
oh,
Speed
all
up,
right, all right. Okay,
please.
thank you. All right, so this is the study design for this theoretical framework. Okay, so for data collection, um, I'll be integrating both quantitative and also qualitative method to ensure like a more holistic understanding. Okay, so for convenience sampling, we selected 100 creative art students to answer questionnaires related to the understanding of NFTs. And within these 100 creative art students, we will use homogeneous sampling to select 7 creative art students for semi-structured interview for us to find out more deeper insights into their lived experience and perceptions. Okay, for data analysis, for semi-structured interview with the 7 students, we will be using interpretative phenomenological analysis (IPA), and for the observation in classrooms, we'll be using thematic analysis and vivo transcription to analyze the data. Okay, so predicted themes include embodied perceptions and also art and identity. Okay, so we focus on how students interpret NFTs through their body interaction, also sensory experience. So, and also art identity to investigate the connection between the students' identities and their artistic expression in relation to NFTs. So we will find out on how NFTs affect students' personal and artistic identities, including impact of authenticity and also ownership, and also to contribute more in phenomenology to expand the Merleau-Ponty's framework by offering empirical insights into the perception of the digital art, and also to validate the claim that perception is inseparable from bodily engagement, even in virtual environments. Okay. So, some implications for the education and policy. In education, educators can use the study to create a more comprehensive lesson plan for the art students in order to prepare them for the constantly evolving digital landscape. So, this when we equip them with the knowledge on this new technology, inshallah, it may increase their employability rate, and also to cover the gap of study by applying Maurice Merleau-Ponty's phenomenology of perception to creative art students. We can obtain their perceptions about NFTs and also blockchains, and also to be aligned with the SDG or Sustainable Development Goal 4, which helps students to achieve quality education and hands-on knowledge or practice regarding NFTs. Policy-wise, policymakers, they can use this study as a guideline for them to create a long-term plan in navigating the evolving technology. And also, it becomes an opportunity for policymakers to support anti-integration education, and this, inshallah, will align with the goals of Industrial Revolution 4.0. Okay, conclusion for theoretical insights. So this study, we will highlight the significance of Merleau-Ponty's phenomenology in understanding how embodied experiences shape students' perceptions on NFT. So through their interactions with this technology, we gain insights into students' readiness to incorporate digital tools into their practice. So this bridge between traditional and also contemporary modes of creating artworks. So we no longer just focus on the traditional methods, but also to learn on how they can monetize and tokenize their artwork. Okay, education policy implications. For policymakers and educators, this research will underscore the need for them to develop inclusive initiatives and lesson plans that ensure access to NFT and also blockchain education, particularly targeting underrepresented groups to promote diversity in the creative arts. And this will also align the educational curricula with emerging industry trends. So this will equip the students with knowledge and skills to navigate this creative landscape. And for future directions, further research should explore impacts of NFTs on creative education, including the integration of blockchain technology into their lesson plans. And also, we can investigate the role of social, cultural, and environmental values in shaping the students' adoption of the blockchain technology. Okay, all right, alhamdulillah, that's the end of my presentation. So,
I would like to thank you, Ms. Hina, for this valuable study and insights, as well as the presentation. And I would like to open the court for the questions. Dear audience, do you have any questions you would like to ask in particular, or you will be putting the burden on my shoulder? As usual. Dr. Fatma, do you have any questions you would like to ask for? We've got 5 minutes.
Yes, but you may start, Dr. Ihab.
I will. Thank you. Ms. Hannah,
yes.
how could have you collected the literature review articles? What was your methodology of the data collection, of the articles collection?
Of the collection, data collection?
No, not the data, of the articles, of the literature review part, of the literature review part, of the previous work. Have you embraced any methodology for previous works?
Embrace any methodology.
To be
I would.
honest with you, the question is indirect, as I want to reach why have you embraced the Maurice Merleau-Ponty's theorem? Why not other theorems?
Why not other?
So
Okay.
have you investigated any other theorems, and why this in particular?
Okay, I've also tried to look into Edmund Husserl's and also Martin Heidegger's phenomenology.
You've
But
compared, you've made the
yeah,
comparison and
yeah, I
contrast. Yep.
yeah, I chose Maurice Merleau-Ponty's phenomenology approach because for me, his philosophy is more directly applicable to understand how people perceive and interact with the emerging phenomenon. So, like Husserl's phenomenology, they focus more on the essence of experience and also intentional structures of consciousness. So while it's good for foundational phenomenological insights, I'm actually aiming for a more in-depth exploration on the creative arts students' opinions on NFTs. So that is why I chose Maurice Merleau-Ponty's, because that one, for me, the exploration would be more detailed with Merleau-Ponty's theoretical framework.
I could figure it out through the reading, and that's why. But I want to make sure. I want to make sure that you have chosen the most appropriate one. And
Mm-hmm.
the second question is for data collection and analysis. Why have
Mm-hmm.
you chosen the phenomenological mixed method?
Mixed method. Okay.
Yeah.
Why
Why
have I
this in
chosen?
particular? It could have been other types of frameworks or methodologies.
Okay. So my aim is I wanted to get a very in-depth exploration on their views and understandings about NFTs because um, or, um, how because there are sometimes that I hear things like, oh, NFTs are no longer relevant.
What are the strengths of this methodology?
The strength of this methodology because it's a mixed method approach, right? Okay, so
Interviews and blah blah blah. Yes.
it's a mixed
So
method approach. So first of all, for the 100 creative art students, I chose them for the quantitative because I want to first to be able to get like a data saturation because in the creative practice, it's not just a small number of students. We also include from like fine arts, graphic design. So that is why I chose for quantitative. I want to get like a more better data saturation. So from these 100 students, I will also choose seven, which shows above average understandings of NFTs, so that we could truly understand how they view NFTs through interviewing them with a semi-structured interview.
thank you. Thank you for this. Dr. Fatma, do you have a question? Or I can end up with what's next?
Yes, I'll have one question which is related to yours about
Tafadali.
the data collection as well. First of all, thank you, Ms. Hannah, for your presentation. I was thinking of the selection criteria for the students. You say that you
Mhm.
have 100 for the quantitative and 7 for the qualitative.
Mhm.
Do you think that يعني, you have a special criteria that will impact the generalizability of your results? Can you generalize it? And you think that the cultural يعني, aspects and differences will influence the student perception on NFTs, for example, يعني, in Malaysia, different to Bahrain, etc. What do you think?
Uh, um, can you repeat like the last
It
part of the question?
are the results generalized? Can you generalize your results? Because this is
Oh, gen-
the most important point is the generalizability rather than being dedicated to a certain environment. I'm
Okay,
repeating the question. Yeah.
in my opinion, okay, because this is still an underexplored topic, I feel like in terms of a cultural view, this would apply more to students that are from Malaysia, because in different countries there's maybe there are different ways on how these technologies are applied or shared through how do I explain? Hold on. Okay, so for me, in cultural wise, it would apply more to Malaysian creative arts students, and for other countries, I believe that it would take a more like more studies that are related to cover other places. Yes, because everyone comes from different educational background, different cultures. Yeah, so
Yes,
for
yes, I agree with you. Yes.
I
Yes.
believe, yeah.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much, and I do appreciate your presentation, study, as well as your insights. Thank you very much for you and your supervisor as well. And now we will be shifting to the next article, entitled Content-Based Recommendation System for Craft Owners Based on User Preference and Availability. This topic is written by Ms. Ragad Alia, Ms. Islam Msallam, and supervised by Dr. Amjad Hawash. It's going to be presented by Dr. Amjad. Dr. Amjad, the court is yours. تفضل.
Assalamu alaikum.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
Good everyone. It's my pleasure to participate in the conference and
Thank you for your participation, Dr. Amjad, and you do your maximum best over there.
today we are going to talk. I don't know if the slides are visible to you or can you see my slides?
Yeah, we can. Yep, you can turn off your camera if you wish. If the internet is not proper on your side.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah,
Over.
perfect. You can go ahead, Doctor.
I am presenting the work titled Content-Based Recommendation System for Craft Owners based on User Preferences and Availability instead of my two students, undergraduate students Islam Msallam and Raqad Alia, since they are participating in a startup competition in Jordan. This work is related to a set of topics. I will talk about proposed methodology and problem statement, system architecture, and results, and end up the presentation with the conclusion and future works. The main problem that this paper talks about is how to make some kind of matching between talented people or craft owners and with the customers who are requesting for some service, for some daily service. The problem is that the customers usually do not know who are the best persons or best craft owners to provide some services for them, especially if they travel to new locations or to new cities or to new circumstances. The main problem of the research is how to search for the proper craft owners with the insufficient amount of information about them. The lack of personalized recommendations by others for some craft owners, the variety of matching or tools that makes or conducts some matching between the customers and the craft owners, and the concerns about the amount of equality and reliability by the craft owners to provide the service. These are the main problems that encourages the team to conduct some kind of building of application and extend it to a scientific paper. The methodology, the methodology we followed is depends on the on the preparing or conducting an efficient craft owner searching tool, and to personalize recommendations between or by the craft owners to customers in order to conduct availability matching between the customer needs and the offer of the craft owners. The platform streamlines the search process. The students conducted some kind of application in order to make the proper searching for craft owners depending on the customer needs. So the customers use the tool to write down their needs. That they describe their request of services, and the platform or the application conducts some kind of matching between the text they provided or the customers provided for the tool, and makes some kind of matching between this text and the profiles of craft owners that are previously feeded for the application by the craft owners themselves. By analyzing the preferences and the needs of the customers, the application is able to suggest or to recommend a set of craft owners to the customers according to their needs, in order to provide a perfect matching between or perfect suggestion for the customers in terms of the craft owner and their variety of services. The platform considers the availability of both users and the craft owners, of course, by the needs provided by the customers and the profiles of the craft owners. That offering some kind of recommendation between both of them, depending of set of measures that can be used to make the matching between both of the data types. The students built up an application that contains some kind of user interface for both crafts owners and users or customers. The application is able to interact between the user's services or needs and the documentations and the services provided by the crafts owners in order to make some kind of matching between both of them. The application is built upon a client server architecture that the requests sent from the user interface to the server that makes the matching between the profiles and the services needs by the customers, and generates a ranked list of service providers that can be sent back to the user in order to choose the best one of them. Of course, the tool contains application layer and it contains recommendation engine in the application logic layer. That is the main part of the research that does the main matching between the client's needs and the profiles of the class owners. The database side is available here in the graph, consists of a set of tables in order to store the needed data for both customers and crafts owners, in order to make the matching between both of the knowledge or both of the available data. This is the sequence diagram for executing some requests. So the client or the customer or craft owner, both of them interact with the web application in order to feed the application with the sufficient information or data, and the NLP model executes the matching between these data in order to generate the last the best rank for craft owners to the customers. We used three types of text majority or text measurements. We used cosine similarity and we used Euclidean and dot product. And for each of these measures, we measure the recall and precision for each one of them. And we found that the Euclidean similarity is the best measure, according to our collected data for the customers and the craft owners. For future improvements, the students or the team is planning for adding new crafts in order to have more accurate data. They will include some kind of image processing. For example, a client can picture or make a picture for the place he wants to make some services for that place. For example, his house or his home, whatever, and provide the system with the image, and the system will be able to predict the needs for the customer from that image and provide him with the best rank of craft owners. They are planning also to integrate the costs and rating for the craft owners in the ranking process, and provide more suggestions or more accurate suggestions for the work as a whole. These are the results of the testing conducted by the team. They used to collect some data regarding to a set of needs and make a comparison between cosine similarity, Euclidean distance, and dot product measures in order to illustrate the idea by comparing the three measures to the reader. That's it. Thank you for listening, and if you have any questions, I will be more happy.
Thank you very much, Dr. Amjad Hawash, and the team from Al-Najah University, Nablus, Palestine. Thank you for your valuable study insights as well as your presentation. And now I'm going to open the door for the questions. Dear attendees, Dr. Fatima, do you have any question in mind or insights?
Yes, I have a question for Dr. Amjad, but first, thank you very much for your presentation. It's very interesting. I have one only concern about the precision and recall. You use them as an evaluation matrices, yes?
Yeah.
I want to know how these matrices will reflect user satisfaction for your proposed model.
Of course, during the experimental test, they collected data for both parties, from the customers and from the crafts owners, and conducted a questionnaire after they asked them to use the system. During the questionnaire, they asked the customers about their satisfaction. And they asked them which one of the measures generates the perfect or the best ranks of crafts owner for the customers. After the questionnaire, and they analyzed the data, so they found that the Euclidean distance outperforms the other products, and this also reflected by the amounts of recall and precision. So they compared the results of the application or the tool. They compared it with some experts who provided or they generated ranked list of crafts owners. So they compared the results from the application and by the experts.
Okay, thank you very much. That's answered my question. Thank you.
You are welcome.
And for me, I would have suggested, Dr. Amjad, if you've used the Nielsen heuristics for the usability factor for the interfaces, for the user interfaces. If you've been adding this, it will add a value. A questionnaire of 25 questions in regard of the feasibility of the interfaces, the appropriateness, the security, privacy, and so on and so forth. I guess this would have added a certain value to your research, which is, and honestly speaking, which is very in depth and rich as I'm expecting.
Actually, we did the same study, but using the fuzzy logic before that. Another project. Yeah,
You've done it earlier. Yep. Yeah.
And published it, I think, in 3ICT 2021. My memory is is good enough.
يعني usability for Nielsen heuristics is a good component, Doctor, for the evaluation of the entire product, and it would allow you for those future recommendations. It would allow you to forecast the future recommendations that you have been putting so far, inshallah.
Thanks.
Any further questions, dear audience? Thank you. And by this, I would like to thank Dr. Amjad Hawash on behalf of Ms. Islam Msellam and Ms. Ragad Aliya from An-Najah University, Nablus, Palestine. Thank you very much. And I will be, shukran, Doctor. Thank you very much. It's our pleasure. And I will be shifting to the third session entitled Exploring ChatGPT Integration in Classrooms, Impact on Student Engagement and Personalized Learning Support. And I would like you to excuse me for the pronunciation now. This is authored by Ms. Anna Lisa from Vietnam, and Ms. Mia Aliazar from the Philippines, Ms. Armin from the Philippines as well, Dr. Lilybeth from the University of Bahrain, Computer Science, and Dr. Herbert Pinoso Azula from the American University of Bahrain, as well as other co-authors, Yushik from the Vietnam, Regan from the Institute of Information and Communication Technology in the Philippines. Once again, I would like to welcome Dr. Herbert. The ball is in your court, Doctor. How are you? Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. Good morning.
You know the rules. 15 minutes and 5 minutes questions. You can start. Take your time. You are a colleague of mine as well as you are a neighbor.
Yeah. Actually, I was in University of Bahrain for 18 years before I moved to American University.
It's our pleasure. Khalas, I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes extra for the old days. I've been teaching since 1996 at the University of Bahrain. This is the 29th year. Continuously. Thank God. Bless you, Dr. Herbert. Yes, go ahead. Fadal.
Okay, I'll share my screen now. So can you see my screen?
Perfect. Crystal clear.
Okay, again, good morning. So my name is Herbert Azuela. I'll be presenting our paper exploring ChatGPT integration in classrooms, impact on student engagement and personalized learning support. So this research was done with my co-authors, the main author having Ms. Annalisa Felipe, Ms. Mia Eleazar, Mr. Armin Aragoncillo, Mrs. Lilibet Azuela, Mr. Regan Ricofort, and Mr. Rushik Shesta, coming from different places, Vietnam, Philippines, and in Bahrain. So let's have a brief abstract on our paper. So this particular study investigates the integration of ChatGPT. We know that this is a very popular AI tool that is present now in our educational landscape. And it is used across the different educational environments with particular emphasis on teachers' perception of its impact on student engagement, participation, and personalized learning. So basically, we want to know how ChatGPT will influence the goal of every educational institution and even the teachers, how it can influence classroom dynamics, particularly interaction, collaboration, and the overall learning outcomes. So we use quantitative analysis and descriptive statistics to measure the effectiveness of ChatGPT in key educational outcomes, such as student engagement and learning efficiency. It also emphasizes the evolving roles and perspectives of how teachers utilize ChatGPT, as well as the varying teaching experience to foster personalized learning and support student development. So as a brief introduction, so let's say AI. So AI, we know that AI is not new. It's been there for quite some time. But because of the emergence of technology like advancement in processing power, memories becoming cheaper, internet become very fast. So AI becomes a very prominent technological revolution that we are now experiencing, particularly in the field of teaching and learning methods. So ChatGPT is one of them, designed to interact with users in their natural language, like you're talking to a person, offering responses and support across different topics. Particularly, the goal is teaching and learning. So under classroom management and classroom engagement and participation, they are integral to the learning process. So we always, as teachers, we always want active participation inside our classroom. So probably this will help or enhance comprehension and retention, also promotes critical thinking and collaboration. So the integration of these tools into our classrooms could reshape how our student will engage with learning materials and contribute intelligently to the discussions. So this research investigate two important aspects of integrating ChatGPT into education. One, how it influences student engagement and participation in classroom discussions. The second one is the effectiveness of ChatGPT in providing personalized learning tailored to individual student needs as perceived by teachers. Because I think this is one of the difficult aspects in our work as a teacher. If you have so many students, it's really hard to pinpoint what are their needs and how do they learn. If you have 50 students, they have different learning activities and patterns. So we have to know how we can utilize or improve that using an AI tool. So integration of ChatGPT in education and in the classroom. So this integration, again, has gained significant popularity among educators. Additionally, it supports asynchronous learning, which we were able to see very evidently during the pandemic, offering flexibility and continuous access to educational resources. It also enhances student learning by promoting active learning, fostering deeper engagement with the material. But of course, these are the cons. These are the pros, but there are cons against this particular thing, particularly privacy, biases, and inaccuracy. No? So those are the issues that we are still facing. So definition of personalized learning with ChatGPT. Again, personalized learning is an educational approach that is patterned to the instructional method, phase, and content. So this promotes a customized and personal approach that we will have our learners based on their unique interests, their strengths, their weaknesses, and their learning patterns. No? While AI will be a promising technology-based learning tool that will have a very good potential in the field of education. It can provide customized learning experience and adapted teaching methods. Example, ChatGPT can be used to provide personalized learning experiences for students because they are the one interacting with the AI tool. So in terms of effectivity in providing personalized learning supports, let's tackle some of the points. Number one, it enhances education. So this can be leveraged by teachers to improve the quality of education in higher institutions, not only teachers, even the decision makers. Advancing with technology. So as technology evolves, again, we cannot remove this technology from our landscape now. It's there, and it's going to evolve as we go along the coming years. So AI-powered tools like ChatGPT will play a very important role in supporting higher education. So skills development, so help students refine their questioning skills and deepen their knowledge, critical thinking, and making an effective educational tool. So critical evaluation helps students assess the accuracy, reliability, and relevance of responses while honing their information filtering skills. Okay, because we know that ChatGPT will respond based on the prompt given to it. So in continuation, we have adaptability. It is very flexible across diverse conditions and domains, making it a very important tool for various applications, including personalized learning support that is, again, patterned to individual needs. And targeted learning, in a sense that using advanced algorithm, ChatGPT can identify strengths and weaknesses, offering customized exercises to enhance particular skills. And lastly, we have real-time guidance. Instant feedback will help students address gaps and navigate their learning journey effectively. So these are some of the points supporting the effectiveness of ChatGPT. Now, when it comes to our research methodology, so through this method, the study provides an overall understanding of teachers' perspective in terms of influences in engagement, participation, and customized learning assistance. So we employ the use of quantitative analysis and descriptive statistics. So for quantitative analysis, we use it to examine the collected data, while the descriptive statistics allows us to get the means, standard deviations, frequencies, and percentages, and compute it to condense the participants' reactions to each questionnaire item. So the 6 factors that were taken into considerations are the following. So we have the accuracy and reliability, relevance to curriculum, engagement and interaction. We have SLM, supplementation learning materials, accessibility and inclusivity, and lastly, we have trust and integrity. So there were 27 respondents asked with 18 questions that are categorized, that has 3 questions in each category. So this makes sure the questionnaires accuracy and internal consistent reliability using Cronbach's Alpha. So 27 lecturers were selected from different colleges and universities and higher educational institutions across Philippines, Bahrain, and Vietnam. So the survey were sent through Google Forms to collect the data and distributed among the faculty members. And there was a follow-up interview that was carried out to gain comprehensive understanding of how the changes in the classroom dynamics happen. And this was a focus group that was formed by the researchers and interviewed in English using Google Meet. Now let's go to the analysis and discussion. So the result of the Cronbach Alpha is 0.938. Okay, relatively, Cronbach Alpha's 0.6 to 0.7 result is already considered acceptable. So having 0.938 indicates high reliability and strong internal consistency among the provided ratings by the 27 respondents. So this significantly exceeds the threshold, demonstrating even greater reliability. So 17 teachers out of 27 are consistent users of ChatGPT, which accounts to over 62% of the participants in the survey. So here's you have the figure illustrating those distribution. Of course, we consider the experience in this particular survey. So teaching experience, relatively teachers having 16 to 20 years of experience are using it occasionally, while those who are having 0 to 5 years experience and those with over 21 years of experience display more diverse usage patterns, ranging from never to too often. And 6 to 10 years experience tend to use ChatGPT from time to time, indicating a moderate level of engagement. Okay? So here you can clearly see that mid-career teachers are the most frequent users of ChatGPT, while others exhibit more varied adoption rates, depending on maybe depending on the condition or the type of situation they're in. And then we have the distribution of the results based on the 6 factors that I mentioned a while ago, the AR, RC, EI, SLM, AN, and TI. So the study was conducted to determine how the respondents see ChatGPT. So based on the collected data,
Herbert,
you can see, yes,
Dr.
yes.
Herbert, you are left with 1 minute, please. Sorry for
Okay.
interruption.
Sure.
Please.
So this is the analysis and discussion. So anyway, I'll have here the further analysis of that statistical analysis. So I'll now go to the conclusion. So I have, okay. So this is one of the follow-up interview wherein ChatGPT were proven to be doing what is expected. And I'll go right away to my conclusion. So here, to make it much more precise, I'll go here. So this integration revealed important insights and the potential benefits and good implications for teaching and learning despite the challenges. Again, educators using ChatGPT must build more engaging, individualized, and inclusive settings. Were found to be capable of addressing issues such as teacher roles, ethical considerations, and student involvement. And to strengthen the role of the user of ChatGPT, the factors for inclusivity and trust can be further explored. Likewise, students' input can play a vital role in its implementation, and those decision makers should legislate changes or modifications in the policy to affect this particular dynamics. And that ends my presentation. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for this valuable study as well as the presentation. Dear audience, do you have any questions? I'd like to ask about the 6 factors. What method, what theoretical model have you based on your work? Have you worked on TAM, for example? Because the integration here is the adoption. You should have, you are adopting ChatGPT in classrooms. I mean, why have you determined those 6 factors in particular to suit your object?
Yeah, this is based on the perceptions of the teachers, and as the researchers, we try to formulate the same objectives as we experience in the classroom. So those are the things that we usually look into in measuring how effective we are in delivering our courses in terms of evaluating teaching and learning, particularly the focus is on the student.
The second question is in regard of the sample size. Do you believe that this 27 responses are enough to generalize your findings?
Yeah, actually, these samples I think can be improved based on the results. So we would love to have more respondents in this particular in the research. So we have I'm expecting around 50 to 100 samples just to be, but because of the time constraints, we were not able to do that. But of course, again, for further studies, we might even include the perceptions of the students and the decision makers.
I would like that you expand the questionnaires to other areas, or to focus on a certain area rather than spanning them and seldomly in small sizes.
That's very good suggestion, Doctor.
Yep. And the last thing is in regard of the literature, previous works on this topic, which is the adoption of ChatGPT or the integration of ChatGPT. Have you tried using a systematic literature review, for example, to compare your work to the others in different areas?
Yes, there were some related literatures that agrees with the study. Of course, putting caution in terms of the disadvantages and the biases that ChatGPT usually gives. And we know for a fact that's for the teachers to filter it out and to see which one really satisfies the result. Because, for example, if these particular questions are very specific, like in the medical field, you will not rely solely on the results of ChatGPT. You will have to analyze and do your further scrutiny in order to get the correct and reliable information. That's the usual problem we have as of now, and that was actually supported by so many literatures mentioned in our paper.
Thank you very much. Any further questions, Dr. Fatma? Do you have any?
Oh, thank you, Dr. Ihab. You asked what was in my mind. Basically, the sample size.
I wanted to make it shorter. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
God bless you. Thank you very much, Dr.
Thank you.
Herbert. It's our pleasure having
It's
you
my
with us.
pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now I'm gonna shift to the fourth article entitled Content and Activity-Based Friends Suggestion in an Annotation System. This article is authored by Ms. Jana Taha, Ms. Rama Hawash, and Dr. Amjad Hawash, all from Al-Najah University, Nablus, Palestine. Ms. Jana, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Please, the ball is in your court.
Thank you.
And by the way, my daughter is called Jana. That's why I'm going to support you.
Thank you so much.
You go ahead, please.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Jana
Ali.
Taha, and I'm excited to present my graduation project titled Content and Activity-Based Friend Suggestion in an Annotation System. This work was done in partnership with my colleague Rama Hawash and supervised by Dr. Ahmed Awad and Dr. Amjad Hawash. In today's digital world, connecting like-minded individuals to share knowledge is more valuable than ever. My project aims to facilitate this through intelligent friend recommendation based on shared interest in an annotation similarity. Here is an overview of what I cover today: the problem and our proposed solution, our system architecture, the technologies we use, similarity algorithm we tested, real-time chatting, experimental test, learning outcome, and conclusion and future work. First of all, what is an annotation system? An annotation system allows users to add notes or comments to content. This enriches the user understanding and facilitates sharing of thoughts. Our system expands this concept by enabling online annotations and suggesting friends based on annotation similarity. Our system allows users to create annotation through a Chrome extension, save them to their accounts, and find friends based on content and similarity using advanced algorithms. With a huge user base having diverse interests, it's difficult to identify people with shared thoughts. Our system solves this by analyzing annotation similarity and proposing users who are most relevant to one's interest. Our system architecture is a client-server architecture. This image illustrates the component of our system. The front-end captures annotations, while the back-end processes data, calculates similarities, and stores information. Our system uses modern front-end tools, robust backend frameworks, and well-structured database. We also implemented CI/CD pipelines for seamless deployment and integration. For front-end technologies, we've used Vue.js and React.js frameworks, and HTML, CSS, and JavaScript languages. For backend, we use Flask and Spring Boot frameworks and Python language. For external resources, we integrated with Gemini AI, Chat Engine IO, YouTube, and AR Linear. For CI/CD and IDEs, we use Git and GitHub, IntelliJ IDE, and VS Code. For databases, we've used MySQL and Redis. We utilize three similarity algorithms to measure annotation similarity. Cosine similarity, which measures the angle between two vectors in multidimensional space. It focuses on the orientation, not the magnitude, making it particularly effective for comparing text-based annotations where the length of the data varies. Dot product, which computes the sum of the product of corresponding elements, emphasizing the magnitude of the data. And finally, we use Euclidean distance, which calculates the straight line distance between points, which is sensitive to data and magnitude. Here's how our similarity algorithms work. First, the system fetches all user posts. If no posts are found, it checks their saved or liked posts as fallback. Next, it gathers posts from users than the current user that doesn't follow. Each post is then compared to user's post using the selected similarity algorithm. Finally, the results are stored by similarity to recommend the most relevant posts. The time complexity of this is big O for n multiplied by m multiplied by k, where n is the number of posts of other users, m is the number of posts for the current user, and finally k is the complexity of the chosen similarity algorithm. Our system facilitates personalized learning through the following steps. First of all, a user selects a post and requests the system to analyze its keywords. The system extracts these keywords and user choose one of these words. Based on the selected keyword, the user take a related quiz to test their understanding. After the quiz, the system fetches all available quiz topics from the database, integrates with Gemini AI, which suggests the most suitable topic for the quiz, and stores the user score and the quiz topic for future references. Okay, why do we categorize the topics? To group similar quizzes together, making it easier for users to track their progress. It also improves the organization of topics. For example, and AI and machine learning exams are under the same topic. Overall, this enhances user experience by simplifying navigation and learning. Based on quiz performance, if a user gets a bad mark, 2 or less in our case, the user can identify elite peers in the quiz topic and relevant resources like YouTube videos to enhance their qualifications. We use Chat Engine IO to enable seamless real-time chatting, user register, and our system integrates them to Chat Engine IO through API requests. We compare the performance, cosine similarity, dot product, and Euclidean distance. This aims to identify the best model for recognizing similar annotations. To determine which one performs better, we use two measurements. Precision, which measures the ratio of correctly identified similar annotation to the total retrieved annotations, and recall, which measures the ratio of correctly identified similar annotation to the total existing similar annotation. We tested the models on annotation from 30 users. Each user created unique notes on various topics. Cosine similarity achieved precision of 0.875 and recall of 0.778, outperforming the other models. Dot product and Euclidean distance showed lower precision and recall due to their sensitivity to annotation length and magnitude. The table shows the recall and precision values, highlighting cosine similarity as superior model. This project gave us the opportunity to dive into modern tools and frameworks that we haven't worked before, like Spring Boot and React. Also, we gained a deep understanding of how data compression works. We also learned how to break down large problems into smaller tasks and prioritize them effectively. Additionally, integrating code from multiple sources taught us the importance of version control tools like GitHub. For future work, we are looking ahead to expand our system reach by integrating with popular social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter. This will allow users to share their annotations with a wider audience and foster meaningful discussion across the platform. Also, we aim to enhance the system search capabilities by allowing users to perform more general search. For instance, a user could search for a specific word within an annotation or filter results using custom tags. Finally, this project is a stepping stone toward creating a truly connected learning community. It has the potential to bring people together, not just share annotations, but learning collaboratively in meaningful ways. As we continue to improve and expand the system, we hope to redefine individual interacts, share knowledge, and grow collectively. Thank you so much for having us and for your attention. It is really appreciated. Any questions?
We are highly appreciated to have you as well as the group in this conference. Thank you very much, Ms. Jenna, thank you very much for your innovative ideas, study, as well as your insights. And now I will be opening the door for the questions. And first, I would like to start with Dr. Amjad. Can you ask your student any questions in mind?
Currently, no. They have been asked out the previous day.
Yes, I know that. I know you are biased, but what to do? At least you know the details more than we do.
And one of the authors is my daughter, by the way.
Oh, is she? And
yes,
my daughter is called Jenna as well. And بنتي اسمها Jenna. خلاص, you have got may God bless you. I have no comment on this.
No comment.
طيب دكتورة فاطمة, do you have any question? دكتورة, as well as دكتورة رولا Haddad, do you have any question you'd like to ask Ms. Jenna for?
For me, yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Dr. Rola, sorry, I will start.
I've got two questions after you.
Okay, inshallah.
Go ahead.
First of all, Ms. Jenna, thank you very much for your presentation. I was يعني wondering about the data set you used for the experiment. Do you think that it have the enough range of topics or user interests?
Okay, we tried our best to have the most number of users in the limited period of time. Ask people who has used or tried to use our system to have most topics as they can. So I hope it does. We had topics on
Sure.
sport,
Okay.
on programming, on food, on medicine, and so on.
Good. Okay, so what do you think يعني in the future can you enhance it so it will be يعني it could be aligned with the successful strategies seen in social media applications?
Like, could you please repeat the question?
Okay, in the future, you think that you can enhance your model to be something similar or can align with the strategies used in social media?
Okay, I hope we can, but our future enhancement, as I said, we have to integrate with other social media. Like we can post on those social medias like Facebook or Twitter. Although we may do this, inshallah, يعني, to
Or run
expand
it
our system.
or run it by its own. Why integrating it rather than running it by its own? This is a very innovative idea based on very innovative scientific background, honestly speaking.
Let
You
me
can make it domestically, I mean locally,
let
first
me
of
just
all, then, yep.
if
Fadal.
you there's no need for for integration. It is, although it is a standalone application,
Yes, yes.
but you can annotate any website you need. So you can annotate comments or text on social media applications. No
And
problem.
you give us free account later on.
Of course.
You are welcome.
Very good.
Thank you very much, Dr. Fatma. Any further questions?
No, thank you.
Dr. Rola Haddad, do you have any question in mind? Dr. Mona
No.
as well?
No, thank you, Doctor.
You go ahead. All right. My last question is in regard of the advanced annotation. What do you mean by advanced annotation? The last recommended feature. Yeah, advanced annotation search. What do you mean by this?
Yes. Okay. For searching
What's in mind?
functionality.
What's in mind?
Yeah.
What's in mind?
Okay.
Yeah, this is what I mean.
Our searching functionality in our system is only available to search for users. So for future, inshallah, we are hoping to make a new functionality which allows the user to search for specific topics in the annotation or using a custom tag, not just for searching for users. This is what I meant by it.
Inshallah, wishing you all of the best. Inshallah, God's blessing with you
Thank
and
you
your
so much.
supervisor as well as your colleagues. Thank you very much, Ms. Jannah. Thank you very much, Dr. Amjad. And on behalf of Ms. Ramah as well. And now we're going to shift to the last article and last study entitled Investigating the Effects of Age on Senior Citizens During Driving and Talking on Mobile Phones Hands-Free. And this is authored by Dr. Saeed Sharif as well as Cynthia Fu from the Great Britain, from the United Kingdom. And Boniface Mbusi Osei as well. Yes, for the last article, investigating the effect of age on senior citizens. May I call Dr. Boniface? Boniface. Am I pronouncing it properly? I've seen the presenter over here. He was there. Dr. Boniface Osei, Ms. Cynthia Fu, and Dr. Saeed Sharif. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes.
So no show. He was there. I guess let's wait for a minute or so. No show. So unfortunately, we are losing our guest and presenter, Dr. Boniface Osei. I wish he would have been able to present in this session, but in brief, let me brief his work. It is the investigation of the effects of age on senior citizens during hands-free mobile phone activity, and he ended up with results like quantitative. He made up a quantitative questionnaire yielding to proof of the driver's cognitive abilities, corroborating statistical results, and endorsing the specified hypothesis. I would like to thank you for this. Thank you very much for all of the attendees, presenters, and authors. Thank you, Dr. Fatma, for coordinating this session with me. Dr. Muna, Dr. Wael as well. All of the attendees, Dr. Arula as well. Dr. Herbert. It's my pleasure having you with us, and inshallah, looking to see you in the coming 2025 3ICT 2025 session in the near future, inshallah.
Thank you, Doctor.
One last
Thank
word.
you.
Appreciated, Dr. Fatma. Close up.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the respected authors for your presentations. It was an honor for us to have you guys here with us. So thank you, and see you inshallah next year.
Inshallah. Thank you very much. شكرا دكتورة منى as well. السلام عليكم.
Thank you. مع السلامة.